Alright, so welcome back to ST Streamline. Before we get started, I don't care if you like or subscribe. This video is to help you decide on a decision. I don't make any money. It's literally that I bought a system. Don't care what I paid for it. I'm going to tell you if it's trash or if you should go buy it. So today we're reviewing the JBL 5.1 surround sound bar and subwoofer. I went to Best Buy to pick out a $200 to $300 system back in 2022. Long story short, I went to buy one system that was in stock. The guy didn't have it in stock. They had a display they were screwing around with it, didn't get to work. While I was waiting, I found this JBL, which I ultimately went with, and I don't regret it one bit, and here's why. This is a wireless subwoofer, connects to their Wi-Fi, super easy setup. The sound in the JBL is very comparable to a JBL Charge 4, Bluetooth, headsets, anything like that. Has the deep bass, overall clear quality sound. I've owned this for 3 years now. I paid about $600 at Best Buy back in January 2022. It's now April 2025. These are still going for about $400 to $450 on the older systems. I'll link some pictures up to show you the difference between my system, which is older, and the new ones. The new ones are about $600, but ultimately I think they're going to be comparable in sound. So if you can find an older one, probably go with the older one. I would expect the same quality on those. Some of my must-haves on this was that I did not want a light to come on the soundbar and stay on. So if you see right here, if I change the volume, you can see this little light down here that tells you the volume 5, bass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it has 5 bass level settings for the subwoofer. I did not want that light to stay on at all times. Just while you're watching a movie, that'd be very annoying. So that was one of my must-haves. I wanted an adjustable bass level, so if your kids are asleep in the bedroom, you can turn the bass down at nighttime. If it's midday time and you're watching a killer movie and you want this just to rumble the house, crank it up to 5, turn it up. So that was a must-have. The max volume on this thing is 32. The max bass level is 5. I usually run it at 10 to 14 on the volume level and a max bass at 4. That's pretty average. Sometimes if I'm watching a movie, I'll crank it up to 5. If the kids are asleep, I'll crank it down to 2 or 3. But overall, 10 to 20. I never go up to max 32 unless I'm absolutely blaring it on Spotify with the bass just ripping, cleaning the house or something like that. So overall, it's very reliable, consistent. Now, well, what I will say is it doesn't distort when you crank it up to that high. So if you do want to crank it up to 28, 30 and just blare it and blast everything in the house, it doesn't distort, so it sounds really well. One thing I had to do was behind the clocks on the walls, pictures on the walls, I had to put foam pieces behind them because it would rattle. This thing it has very, very good deep bass. It's no joke. These are the 3 remotes that I have. LG TV, this is on a 75-inch TV, my Roku remote, and the JBL remote. So JBL remote changes it, the Roku remote changes the volume, and also the LG TV remote. So you can have all these linked together. However, the only bass setting that you can change is using the JBL remote. So if you want to change the bass on 2, 3, 4, 5, but like I said, you'll keep it on 4 for the most part. But just note that you can hook all your remotes up at the same time. Pros and cons. Overall pros are the bass and the sound quality. Number 1 by far, the bass sounds freaking awesome. It's a 10-inch sub, it beats. You can adjust it down to where it hardly hits, or you can rattle the house with it. That's great. The adjustability is great. The setup's great. It's easy, plug and play. Hook it up to your Wi-Fi. I've got a 10-inch bar about from here to here in the back of my TV to where it's beneath my TV, the sound bar. I tried to hide it behind my TV, but the sound quality wasn't that great. Actually, it was kind of horrible. So I redone that, mounted it below my TV, also kept it nice and tight and sleek. My subwoofer usually doesn't go here. It's usually tucked in a corner. I'll show you a picture of that. I just wanted to show you a reference on size-wise. But yeah, plug that thing in the outlet, Bluetooth it, there's no wires. Plug your sound bar into your TV and a power source, and that's it. You're good to go. Hook up to the Wi-Fi. Big pros, it doesn't distort. If you want to run it on level 5, level 10 volume, or level 30, it doesn't distort. It still sounds great. That's one thing that's very rare. Most of these subwoofers and soundbars sound horrible when you crank them up. The con, there's only a couple cons. The price is a little higher than most. I paid $600. It's still $450 for this model. If you go buy a new one of this model, it's probably $600, but it's a little higher than most people want to pay. But once again, I was looking for a $200 to $300 system. I spent $600 on it, and I don't regret it one bit. I mean, if you're going to spend a couple $100 on it, you might want to hold out, because the TVs anymore have pretty good speakers in any TV. So you're basically just replacing the TV speaker with another soundbar that looks cool. If you actually want some quality, jump up to the 400 plus range. Number 2 con for me, and this is kind of petty, but the JBL remote doesn't light up, which once again, neither does my LG TV or my Roku. It's just, we're in 2025, 2024. Why do the remotes, all remotes should light up? I don't need it to be able to be seen from space, but you should be able to see the buttons at nighttime with a little small light to just make it easier to see that. The number 3 con, this is kind of a petty con too. The port on the speaker. If you have small children, 2 to 3 years of age, they will shove stuff in the port. I will add a couple videos of that, or pictures, sorry. But it's very easy. There's a back panel. You take 8 screws out. You take all the stuff out and put the panel back. It takes about 2 minutes, and you can pull that out of there. You think you would hear it in the sub, but you don't, because there's a metal cage around the actual subwoofer, so it blocks it. And you think that the stuff in there would rattle, but it still doesn't rattle, so you don't even hear it, which is kind of weird. But the only reason I found that out was because I seen my son shoving some stuff in there one day, and then got to looking around. There was all kinds of stuff. I'll show you the picture here. Let's check that out. But should you buy it? Should you not buy it? 200% should buy it. I mean, you should go buy this thing. If you catch one on a Black Friday sale, that'd be even better. But overall, I'd go right now to Best Buy and buy this thing again for $600 if it was still down there. The only reason I wouldn't buy it is to step up to the next level, to where it has the detachable speakers, to where you can take the speakers off the soundbar and set them behind you for a surround sound effect. But that jumps up to like $900 plus for the different ones. The JBL 1000s, the 1300s, they get pretty pricey. So it's not really comparable to this. But yeah, I'm gonna say, if you're gonna spend $2,000 on a TV, back off the TV budget and get you a good JBL sound system, because you'd be amazed on how much it increases your movie watching quality, your video game quality, all that good stuff. It's pretty wild. But I'm gonna say buy it, and I'm gonna enter a couple clips here, a little GTA Online action, so you can kind of hear the bass. It'll be hard to compare on a phone, but if you have a JBL headset or a speaker, at least you can kind of get a function of the level 1 bass and the level 5 bass. So that's it. Overall, I'm gonna say buy it. Check these clips out. I'm out. All right, so we've got a little GTA action here. We're gonna go on level 1, and I'm gonna keep it at volume 20. It might be a little loud, I'm not sure, but I want you to really get the full effect of this. So let's see what happens here. You'll hear the bass kick in. Really not much bass on level 1, so I'm gonna change that to 3. Same thing. Drop a few bombs here. You'll see that. Hopefully you can hear that if you've got a JBL or a good bass sounding headset or speaker hooked up to this. It's gonna be hard to tell on your phone, but that's for nothing right there. So it's going up to level 5. I'm gonna go to bass level 5. And like I said, there's ones in between here, so you still got 2 and 4 that I'm not even talking about, but you'll really be able to hear the sound on the subs. And it's the same way with a movie. If you're watching a movie, man, it's just playing games, everything. It just makes the experience funner. I mean, it'll rock the house. So, and if you really crank this up to 30 and do this, you'll really hear it. Also, there's a mute button, so